Eric here. We're back with another Ungated Assets. The topic this week is around data, big data. And if you heard me on the Doc Buddy Journal podcast this week, you would have heard me say that medical knowledge doubles about every 70 days. And that was a little bit faster than I would have guessed if you put me on the spot. But in light of some of these stats we're going to look at from G2, that's probably about right. So in seeing that medical knowledge doubling every 2 months or so, it got me thinking, how much data do we create, like as a planet, as a species on an annual basis? And it turns out the answer in 2022 was about 97 zettabytes. And a zettabyte is 1 billion terabytes. So this is a bigger number than the human brain can really comprehend. But if you had to visualize it, picture a billion 1 terabyte iPhones lined up end to end, and their storage is just completely full. Then multiply that by 97. That is a ton of iPhones, right? A zettabyte is more data than you can really get your arms around. So the next logical question is, like, what happens with all this data? What are folks doing with it? Well, one of the answers that's in the news recently and that has a lot of hype surrounding it recently is the Chat GPT product, because what that's doing is looking at the entire internet. It's a predictive algorithm. You know, we can go down the path of, is it AI or is it not AI? I don't think that AI is something we'll have anytime soon. True generalized AI or even more domain specific artificial intelligence, but that's putting me on a little bit of a soapbox. But with all these 97 zettabytes of data that we're creating, obviously not all of that is on the internet or openly accessible. Think about data centers that a company runs that's just for their own internal purposes. That's going into this count, but that's not necessarily accessible to the internet or to the Chat GPT crawler, who's taking the sum of all of the publicly accessible information, running that through a model, and then giving you an output based on what it predicts as the next word in a sentence based on a given topic or whatever that you prompt it with. So this is also a little bit of a word to the wise. People have complained that the quality of Google search results has diminished over the last handful of years, and I would tend to agree. There's a lot of really poor quality content that ends up ranking for reasons that are not directly tied to the quality of the content, like tons of backlinks, high domain sites publishing things on a regular cadence, or maybe they don't have the expertise to really give you something valuable. So when you fire up a tool like Chat GPT, it's going to be looking at these same things in Google search that you, the human, are seeing and going like, this doesn't answer my question. This is hardly worth reading at all. So the word to the wise ends up being that as you're generating content, or if you're generating content with a tool like Chat GPT, you need to have a lot of oversight on the outputs because garbage in, garbage out. It can't think for itself. It can only think based on the data that goes in as an input to train the model. And it's probably okay. You know, some of it's better than others. I'm sure you've gotten a kick out of some of the stuff on LinkedIn, the crazier prompts that you ask it to write about. Sometimes it looks pretty good, like it's about the average quality of the search results you'd get for a given topic, which, again, have diminished over time. But as a marketer, you know, to click generate, copy and paste that onto your blog, that's just not going to be good enough. So anyway, that will end the stream of consciousness for this week. Thanks for stopping by and look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.